Here's something that homeschool bloggers and influencers out there on social media won't tell you. The things that I did as a homeschool mom almost destroyed my marriage. Now, this is going to be just a conversational chit chat and a little bit vulnerable, but I want you to know that I am a real flesh and blood, we'll just say sinner. I can be self-centered, I can be selfish. In our homeschool journey, a lot of times, a lot of days, a lot of months, a lot of years, my husband got pushed to the side for the sake of the kids, for the sake of homeschool. As a homeschool blogger, I spent a lot of time spinning my wheels only to have hobby level income come into the house. And so it was a challenge because the fruit of what I was doing online did not transpire. It didn't come together in the form of measurable money. Oh, sure, I was able to pay medical bills here and buy shoes there, and surprise with gifts that didn't come out of the family budget, so that he had no clue that I was getting him some of his favorite things or helping in certain ways like that. But I have so my husband and I have been married 33 years, which is yay! So give me a thumbs up. Tell me how long you've been married below. Tell me how long you've been homeschooling, what age your kids are. When the kids are little, it's exhausting. And if you're married and you want to stay married, I'm going to tell you that I would encourage you to do everything possible to safeguard your marriage. Make sure that you start at the end of the day by fine-tuning bedtime for your own children so that they go to bed at a reasonable hour and you can carve out special time with just you and your husband, sitting in silence side by side, or finding other ways to occupy yourselves in the evening. Start with bedtime and button down that routine. It's worth spending the next month or year pulling the reins back on that wild and crazy evening. I'm going to let you know right now that if you need help troubleshooting different parts of your day, that is something that I absolutely love to help homeschoolers do. So don't hesitate to reach out. There's a link below about the 3 stages of homeschooling, and that'll give you a good glimpse of our philosophy on homeschooling and how it's worked out and what we have coming to bless you and encourage you. But there have been so many seasons in life. There's 12 years between our 5 sons. Our second son had major medical issues when he was younger, and we spent days, weeks, months, years, who knows, just like Eeyore, at the doctor's office and at the hospital and recovering and trying to just make sure that he was getting the care that he needed. And it was completely and totally overwhelming. Mix in there the reality that we started to homeschool right about the time that second son with the medical issues, he was about 5 when we started to homeschool for real at home. I say for real because we've done it all. And so there we were at home. I was pregnant again, and my body falls apart when it's pregnant. I can't even walk. You would think that I would have stopped having kids after the second one. Oh no, we did it 5 times. But I can't walk when I'm pregnant. So just the burden of not being able to do the things that I needed to do, from cooking and cleaning and just being an attentive wife, it just was not in my wheelhouse when my kids were little. Now you mix in the overwhelm of trying to figure out how to educate kids and not understanding what I know today. Oh, I wish that I had somebody breathe the 3 stages of homeschooling to me back when my kids were little. It would have saved so much grief, so much time. There would have been so much joy, so much peace in our home. But instead, we spent so much time looking for curriculum and shopping and changing gears and getting frustrated and angry and all the things. It was just a struggle. Meanwhile, my husband, bless his heart, has been just this consistent workhorse, breathing wisdom and encouragement and direction over the family while consistently earning a living and providing for our family, and getting less and less of me as I got deeper and deeper and deeper into my own universe, my own world of being a homeschool mom of 5 boys. Yeah, it's as overwhelming as it sounds. Being a homeschool blogger and trying to figure out how to connect all the dots to earn a little bit of money so that I can feel. There was one time that my husband brought some coworkers home from NASA. He was working at NASA at the time. And one of the engineers is a sweetheart. He's one of my favorite people on the planet. He is a computational fluid dynamics engineer, and he's fantastic. Well, this other person came to our house, and when she talked to my husband the next day, her comment was, "How dare she? How dare your wife sit on her..." I had 5 kids and I was homeschooling, teaching workshops, blogging, cooking all homemade meals. "How dare your wife sit on her butt all day long and expect you to provide for her butt? She needs to put those kids back in school and get a job." Well, these types of comments, although it wasn't in the makeup of our family, they kind of nag at you. So they nagged at me. They nagged at my own self-worth. And the way that that translated is that I began trying to monetize what I was doing online. So how to earn money from my blog. I would make and sell printables on places like Teachers Pay Teachers or Etsy, or I would teach people how to do those things. My motivation was that I was trying to validate everything that I was doing at home, as if it's not enough to be a stay-at-home mom and to raise 5 kids, to make your own meals from home, to keep your house at least somewhat tidy, to be hospitable and to smile, all those things, as if that's not a full-time job. So I was feeling like I needed to make money and I needed to help a million people out there. Well, over the course of decades, that has picked away at different seasons of life in our marriage, and it's made it more of a challenge than it's needed to be. And I want to breathe encouragement and maybe some advice over you if you're a young homeschool mom, if you're a mom of any age and stage, and when you look at your husband, you see that your relationship needs a little bit of work. It doesn't matter what that means to you. It might mean that it's been 6 months or 6 years since the last time you got to enjoy a cup of coffee just by yourself. It might mean that he needs you to just listen so that he can bounce some ideas off of you, and you're too busy, too self-absorbed in what's going on in your own life to give him the time of day. And you're banking on the fact that after homeschool, when the kids are 18, 19, 20 and launching into life, that you're still going to have a great relationship to stand on, and then you'll give each other time. I'm going to tell you that it starts today, wherever you are today. If, like me, you're 33 years into the journey and you look and you can see things like, you know what, he needs me to do, and then there's your blank to fill in is going to be different than mine. But whatever that blank is, I'm going to encourage you to lean into that. I'm also going to encourage you to don't listen to the internet trolls. Don't listen to the selfish part of your brain that's going to try to say, well, if he would just do this, then I would just do that. Don't do that. That is not a recipe for success. That's not how you're going to nurture a healthy relationship. The best thing that you can do for your children, hear me clearly, the best thing that you can do for your children is to love their daddy. I mean, love their daddy. Now, I'm speaking to myself because I get very busy in all the things. I'm in an older kid season, so I'm doing a lot of shuttling and a lot of looking through paperwork and helping kids with whatever it is they need to do at this adult stage of life. And it squeezes out the precious time that I have with my husband. And I need the constant reminder that he needs to be the priority. It needs to be the Lord, and then it needs to be him. And then it needs to be the rest of the world. I can see empty nest in my future. And it doesn't scare me because I adore my husband. He's a fun, funny guy, but he needs more of me than I have blessed him with over the past decade, 2, or even 3, because I've been so focused on raising up the kids and building an online business. And so why am I out here today? I'm out here today because I see you. If you're a homeschool mom and you don't work to bring in money, and you are toying with doing things online, making printables, starting a blog, starting a YouTube channel, there is a learning curve from when you get your first idea to when you start making measurable money. And that learning curve might be challenging for you. For me, if you know me, if you've followed me on social media, if you're on my email list, you know that technology hates me. I see my typographical errors the second after I push the button send. I make mistakes online all the time. Technology hates me, so it will malfunction when it'll work for everybody else. It's horrible. So for me, what that means is that if my husband were to sit down and to do something, it'll take me 12 times longer with a million more mistakes. And at the end of the day, what that means is that I'm almost always in a constant state of just a second, I'm almost done. Wait, this is complicated and I'm almost done. And if I stop, then I'm going to lose track of where I'm at. But we need to back up. I need to recognize that there is nothing more important than sowing into my marriage, sowing into my children, sowing into my own family. And so if you are out here and you're thinking, I want to start a blog, I want to start a business, I'm going to sell strawberries, I'm going to raise chickens and sell eggs on the corner, or whatever it is your entrepreneurial adventures are going to be, don't lose your marriage in the process. Prioritize your marriage, prioritize your family, and know that when you watch people online, most of the time, well, other people are going to show you their best selves. They're going to put makeup on, they're going to do their hair, they're going to have the fancy studio with all the nice things on the wall. Not everybody's just going to be like, hey, I just did a 6-mile walk. Let's sit in the car where it's hot and shoot a video. But know that what you see is typically the highlight reel of somebody's life. So you may see fancy cars or kids that don't have stains all over their shirts, or even a couple that is arm in arm smiling. But what you don't see is what they're giving up on the other side. And you want to make sure that no matter what you do it well, you do it in a way that honors the integrity of your family and builds each other up. So I just felt that I needed to come out here and say that. What can I do to help you in this journey? If you are in a season where you are looking to do something online and you just want to talk through some ideas to help you move faster, that really is one of my superpowers, is this brainstorming and listening and then helping people see golden nuggets hidden under the ground. Under all of the words. Like, it's something that I love to do. It's something that I'm good at. And now that the kids are grown and they're starting to leave, I'm about to have a ton more time. So I can help you in that area. When it comes to homeschooling, I want to help you see what I didn't see until I was almost done. And that's these 3 stages of homeschool: the foundations, the flourishing, and the launching into life. And I would love to be able to come alongside you and help you clearly see where you're at in homeschooling so that you don't spin your wheels, that you're not running around like a chicken with its head cut off. Because at the end of the day, if your wheels are spinning, that makes a yucky smell. Have you ever smelled like burnt rubber? It's horrible. And you don't want to be like a chicken with its head running around, because you're just going to create a massive mess and chaos. And then for your marriage, that's going to cause chaos, confusion, frustration, lack of unity, lack of joy, lack of love, lack of affection. And so I can help you see where you're at in homeschool and then give you ideas to help you succeed in that season. It's not a curriculum question. It's not a what grade level question. It's a what season are you in? And this is the core of what you can be focusing on right now that'll set you up for the next stage, and it'll set you up successfully. So that's kind of my other secret sweet spot, and I would love to help you with that. In the descriptions, you will find a few links of resources, so go ahead and check that out. And if you need anything, I would love to hear what you think about this. Are you an online influencer in any way, shape, or form? Have you found that you're so busy telling other people how to homeschool that you don't have time to homeschool your own kids? Are you so busy giving people parenting advice, but your own kids are wild and out of control? Are you telling people how to have a happy marriage, but you just had to refresh your makeup because you just had a massive argument with your husband because he needs you and you're not available? Everybody online needs to just, well, not everybody. I always want to be authentic. I always want you to know that I'm a real flesh and blood person, and I don't always have things together. And I make mistakes, and I take my gray hair seriously. I have responsibility to breathe truth and to speak truth over you so that you have the opportunity to follow in my steps that worked and avoid the ones that didn't. So anyway, all that to be said, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you like, subscribe, and do all the things. And if this will bless somebody that you know, please pass it on. And I will talk to you soon.